We're streaming, and I'll just go to my YouTube.
My fucking all tangled together. How can I make your stream completely intolerable with rhythmic clicking if I can't even get my yarns not to be tangled together?
Once again, you have been thwarted by yarn.
I feel like a cat.
Let's just put this up on the tumblers.
I should do another one of those Tumblr posts where I'm like, I don't care about BioWare games, writes 4,500 words of Dragon Age fanfiction.
Chloe says, "Oh lovely, we're in hell again." Well, that's up on Tumblr. Let's do some ice cream beat.
Why would you ever do this to yourself?
I love ice cream beat. It's Stockholm syndrome to me.
I don't think that's what Stockholm syndrome really is.
It is now.
Aww. Sorry, it's Cerberus as a puppy guarding the gates to heck, and it's three little puppers
I think I've seen
sticking their
that.
heads through a hole. Sorry?
I think I've seen that.
I've revlogged it, so once you've got a second. This isn't Birth by Sleep, this is Hell, the game.
I mean, that's true of most Kingdom Hearts
Isn't
games,
that
although
Dante's
most of them.
Inferno, though? In every sense of the word. I'm trying something a little bit avant-garde, so you'll let me know if you can hear clicking, okay?
Yes, we'll do.
I'm actually more likely to just whack the desk whilst I do this.
Okay, with that fun interlude over with, let's see if we can meld any commands.
So, Glowy, how's your Dragon Age fic going? When do we get to see it? Who is your Inquisitor going to bang, if anyone at all?
Child, we do not use such crass terms as
Who are they going
bang
to take to Bone
here.
Town?
We do not use such crass terms as take to Bone Town.
Ruffle the Huskies. Fluster the Huskies.
We do not use such
sorry.
crass terms as ruffle their huskies.
You know, I get the feeling you're constantly changing the goalposts on me on this, but I'm really not sure why. I feel like maybe mine should have my Inquisitor have a one-night stand with somebody.
But who we should have a one-night stand with?
I have to decide. Probably Iron Bull, to be honest. But then again, I'm not sure she'd be okay with that. He has horns. He looks like he's the Minotaur's, like, illegitimate son. And, like, that makes her feel quite uncomfortable. How how could she sleep with someone whose dad ate 14 Athenians on a regular basis?
That's a question we all must ask ourselves. Okay. Oh, deep stasis is the only place we can go. Fair enough.
I do know that, like, I'm gonna have to write an interlude where Sarah's like, oh my god, these two are just their love is so pure and chaste and it makes me want to throw up! And then Dorian's like, yes, I suggest locking them in a cupboard together until they have sex, but let's be brutally honest here, they'd probably just talk about Elvenar and the elves of Lord of the Rings for 3 days before they even noticed something was amiss. We could try gagging them, Vivian would suggest. It's not really going to help, is it?
Is there any world they haven't found?
They'd find a way. They'd find a way.
They would.
I can imagine Cole would be able to, like, end the stalemate by going, you know, he does get jealous. And then Sarah's like, I have a plan. And Dorian's like, well, I never thought I was into sowing discord in the world of men, but apparently I am now. I'd suggest Cullen, but you don't like him? And I'm really just suggesting Cullen because the cheese joke.
Yes. For the next Dragon Age stream, I've got a block of Danish glue with his name on it.
I actually have Danish glue in the fridge.
We both have blocks of Danish glue with his name on it.
So, like, Rez is interested in 3 out of 4 of Leo's frontrunners. Rez and Leo, the same guy. Man, I hope the next Dragon Age game we have more than 2 accents to choose from. You know, like, I'd rather play as somebody who isn't either a posh Englishman or American.
Yeah, let's get some Irish and Welsh people in there.
Hey, give me some regional English accents. Fuck it, give me somebody with a French accent. I want to play Norwegian. Yes, please do have Red start talking about cheese whenever Cullen fucks up.
Yes.
It's not like Leo doesn't have a lot of hair, it's just he keeps it cut short to his scalp.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, it's not like Leo doesn't have a lot of hair, it's just most of it isn't on his head.
We've seen him shirtless, we know that's not true. Look, BioWare didn't bother to model cornrows / cane rows or whatever, it's pick one, or dreads, so short and close to his head was the best I could do. You know me, I can't abide the lack of proper protective styles and natural African hair textures in video games. I get that the natural African hair textures can be quite difficult to do because there's a lot going on, but the protective styles, no. They should be easier than straight hair. Fuck off.
Yeah, they shouldn't all.
How you could just like do several buttons and you'd only have to basically retexture them to get the difference. It's the same shape. anything, I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed by The Sims because all of the decent protective styles and natural African hair textures are in paid-for packs.
That does suck. That's actually a really weird thing to do.
I mean, not to mention, to be fair, to be absolutely fair, a lot of the decent straight and wavy hair styles are also in paid-for packs, but like, there's more decent ones in the base game. Like, I actually really don't like the base game Rox braids. I think they look quite bad. And the base game collection of afros, also can't stand those. The only time I'm going to use one of them is, A, if I'm playing a character who's growing their hair out, or B, I'm playing Shaft from the 1970s blaxploitation series / film of the same name.
Like the Wayfinders. But how did he get here? Tell me, where did you get that?
This is another way that this game's timeline is really fucked up.
Wait!
Whenever any of the three meet Stitch, he's always met the other two first.
I don't understand. Experiment what?
Don't be dense. Dr. Jumbo Jukiba's genetic abomination. 626. Small, blue, vicious.
Him?
That is strange.
Yeah.
So you have seen him.
Yes. He's in the ventilation system.
Blast. He got away
Oh,
again.
Aqua, you're so noble.
Hold it right there. Why don't I know you? What
Small,
section are
blue,
you
vicious.
from?
Well, he didn't look vicious. He was just protective over his property. It seems to be very important to him.
Trying to stow away, are we?
Also, apparently she's so noble that this guy forgot she doesn't work there.
I said stay close.
Like the other two, he was like, "Who the fuck are you?" But with this one, he's just like, "Wait a second.
Did I not order you to apprehend the fugitives immediately?
Do you work here or not?"
Yes, and I will have them in custody soon. They'd be locked up already if those wretched monsters would just... I mean, if I hadn't uncovered this potential stowaway.
I wasn't trying to sneak on board. My name is Aqua. And those monsters...
Shit, I should
followed
+1
from here.
restraint.
Please, I can handle this threat. Just give me a chance.
Maybe.
Let me show you. The weapon I carry is the only one that can stop them.
Maybe the thing is, like the whole Cinderella thing too, when it comes to Aqua, is that she fits into the world much better.
Well, we haven't explored all our
Yeah,
options.
well, it's not clear
Do
why.
we have time to? We are fortunate you are here, Aqua.
Why she's less of a
Your
loser than the other
assistance would
two?
be most
She
welcome.
is less of a loser than the other two.
Grand Councilwoman, you can't honestly believe what this stowaway
I mean, let's be
says.
brutally honest here. If she was the only apprentice that Master Eric has had, none of
We
this
have
would
a
have
crisis.
happened.
Jumba and 626 remain at large, and these monsters are obstructing attempts to apprehend them. Or did I mishear your latest excuse as to why you've again failed to carry out your duties, Captain? Will you help us?
Of course. Defeating them is my job. It's what I do best, ma'am.
Then might I make one other request? Should you happen upon our fugitives, please do whatever you can to apprehend them intact.
You want me to capture Dr. Jumba and Experiment 626?
But you can't just... That's my job.
You had your chance, Captain Gunton. Now you will stand down and await orders. We will monitor the location of the monsters and keep you apprised.
I'm expecting Aqua to go, "No, we could do it together. Maybe you just need an assist,
Of course.
Captain." There's no shame in working as a
Experiment
team.
626 was
And Gantu would be
carrying
like,
the Wayfinder.
"Fuck, for all that you're
I think
tiny, you're very
that's
honourable."
Are Tara and Ben here too?
Okay. Should be able to meld some commands now.
You know, I keep having dreams where I'm on planes. But I don't understand why I haven't been... I'm on planes, like on an airplane.
Oh, okay, not on...
On the
like
complaint train. Oh, okay. No, I never have dreams like that.
That is the most
Always in,
regrettable.
like, relatively closed in types, enclosed spaces, like schools, shopping centres, planes for some inexplicable reason. Houses. Never on vast open plains. Probably because I live in the city. But
Yeah.
no, on an aeroplane. And it's odd because I haven't been on an aeroplane in years. Like, when I say years, I mean like 20 years. That's how long it's been since I was last on a plane.
Actually, come to think of it, I've not been on a plane for a great many years either.
Now, you're not putting a number to it because you don't like feeling old, or do you just not remember?
I would have been when I was doing my GCSEs.
I feel old now. 20 years. I never thought I'd be able to say that about anything.
Fire!
Josephine is adorable. Also, I think I got to the part where Cullen's like, bah, I'm being an ambassador. But like, I didn't take it like, I didn't mention this at the time, but I didn't take it like him being dismissive so much as him being just grumpy and wanting to get into some action.
I think Cullen, he does respect Josephine's skills as an ambassador, but he dislikes that it's even necessary. He doesn't like nobles and bureaucracy and
Sorry.
like politicking.
Yeah, to be honest, I can totally agree with him on that. Poor Cullen in totally indulged in Dragon Age fic. He's just gonna be like, why do you never let me do anything? And Jenny's gonna be like, I'm so sorry, Cullen, but I know literally nothing about warfare. Politicking is like the only thing I can bullshit my way through. But yeah, I love Josephine. I was like, ooh, she's so cool and calm and collected, but then like I hit on her and she's just like, I don't understand, and I'm like, oh my god, she's cute. She's cute. Also, she's an ambassador and she's dressed in gold. She's like the human version of a Ferrero Rocher.
Oh god, Jenny just clasping Josephine's hands. You are the human Ferrero Rocher. Oh Josie, you're spoiling us.
No, I don't think he's like at all resentful of her. I just think he's frustrated because he's a man of action. And sitting around while people talk is not what he's trained for. You know, from that confusion, it's just going to be Jenny going to Val Royo, finding a chocolatier, and then just going, okay, we need to make a Ferrero Rocher, I'm going to have to talk you through it. And then coming back with some going, this is what you are, you're a Ferrero Rocher, because Ferrero Rochers, that's what ambassadors give their guests.
It's amazing what Ferrero Rocher doesn't use that more on its ads. Ferrero Rochers, the official chocolate of diplomacy.
You know, I feel like Ferrero Rocher does this, like, they use the ambassador thing, like, about once every 15 years, just so it's in people's heads, but they don't, like, dwell on it.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like one advertising campaign every about 15 years or so, where somebody's like, you're spoiling this ambassador. You need to write that scene where Jenny's just like, Templars, you want me to work with Templars? Are you joking? And they have to calm down and explain
Satan?
and they have to calm her down and explain what the Templars in this world are not like the Templars from her world. And she says, "You do realise you've just managed to make them sound worse, right?" Like, if the Empress of Orlais was like, "I'm going to kill all of you," I'd be much less sympathetic than I was to the Templars in my world when the King of France did the same.
Makes it sound like she was there. Just standing by King Philip's throne, being like...
She played a broken sword, she may as well have been there. I was like, why are you, like, killing things and getting, like, slot machine stars?
It's our new wonderful ability, the slot edge.
I can't tell whether you're joking or not.
The slot edge. You can see it in the command deck.
Oh my god, you're right! Maybe just how you say it, man. It does sound wrong. It sounds like you made it up on the fly. Don't you think it's weird that this game, which is probably, let's be brutally honest, aimed at people about 12 to about 17, has goddamn slot machine imagery in it?
That is true. Also, man, I can't say anything moderately weird about people distrusting me. It's like you're all just like, well, oh Doug, I would trust you, but you are the incarnation of Iktomi, the spidery trickster god. And just like, for God's sake. I filled your mouth with evil spiders one time!
Are you making that up too?
What, Iktomi, the spidery trickster god?
Yeah.
No. There's a real trickster god.
Oh, cool.
He is one of my favourite trickster gods.
Wait, what mythology is it from?
Lakota.
Sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
Native American tribe.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking, but, like, can you narrow it down a little bit more? That's like going... That's like going, Priapus is a god of fertility. Oh yeah, who fought? The Romans. I can't place them? European tribe. Do you want to narrow it down?
I don't know exactly where in America they were from.
Can you give me, like, a generalised idea?
Not the South.
Okay. I would have spelled it with a CH, personally. Not sure why.
Yeah, no, it's I-K-T... That's not how you pronounce T. I-K-T-O-M-I.
Now I'm thinking, is that how you pronounce T in German? I don't remember, it's been such a long time. I have to go through the entire alphabet if I was going to try and remember. They say they, a, they... No, I think I'm just making things up now. It's been such a long time.
Okay, this is the thing I don't get. Ventus's Keyblade glider is a skateboard.
Yep.
And Terra's is a motorbike. And
Yep.
Aqua's is a giant bow and arrow. That's not a vehicle, Aqua. Once again, you have brought shame to this house.
Really? It looks like she's going to do a sick DJ set on these fools.
No, you can literally see her using it as a bow and arrow.
I know, but when she's not using it as a bow and arrow, it looks like a sick DJ stand.
Why does this game have so many pinball sections?
I was just wondering that. Maybe this is just what happens when you have anthropomorphic talking rodents in your game. You just end up with pinball shit everywhere. I mean, it happened to Sonic, right?
That's true.
I can't remember. Is Anansi technically a trickster god?
I think he is.
Most of the stories I know about Anansi, he's mostly fucking himself over.
I'm not certain if he's a trickster god or not.
No,
I
he's
do
certainly
like
a
trickster
tricksy god.
gods.
You know, I need to decide why Jenny is in Thedas to begin with. Like, did Corypheus accidentally drag her through when he was doing that thing to the Divine Justinia the Fifth?
I mean, that would make some sense. He is opening a rift in space-time after all.
Oh my god, that would make his I hate you thing even worse, because like he already basically created his own worst enemy, but he did it even more in this fic. Oh, is Rez like a person from the real world too? Oh, nice.
I feel like Rez might be from the ElfQuest universe.
Yeah, I
where
think
the
so too.
ElfQuests live.
ElfQuest, man. At first I was like, ooh, ElfQuest, but then like Chloe started talking about it, and I was like, oh, ElfQuest. Wait, aren't the elves in ElfQuest like tiny, and then there's like big ones, and like physical size is like a real impediment in their relationships? See, the only reason I'm like, ooh, ElfQuest is because I get it, but it would annoy me. I've got this book about comic book writing, and there's like a good example of emotional scene, and it was ElfQuest. But from the sounds of it, the quality of writing is basically never been that good the rest of the time.
Yeah, I was only like tangentially aware of ElfQuest before hearing what Chloe has said about it.
You know, if you change your name so you stop emitting like Chloe, we're going to be really confused. I'm so bitter that my person from the real world and a fully industrialized society is probably going to be like average height at best. But you, as you were saying, Doug, before I rudely interrupted you.
Oh, I was just saying. Gosh. Oh, I was only tangentially aware of ElfQuest prior to Chloe's ranting about it. And now I know it is terrible.
Yeah, because when we're talking to each other about you, we usually just call you Solar, but you changed it to Chloe, and now we're like, well, they both emit light, but if you change it to anything else, we're just going to be like, what? Like, if you change it to shiny, I think at that point we'd start getting intensely confused. But she doesn't emit light anymore, she merely reflects it.
Me just sitting in the corner being like, no, no.
See, Luna could change her name to shiny and that would be fine because the moon merely reflects light, it does not emit it.
I feel like I so rarely get a good result on Slot Edge, but it's just like a Ludo narrative fable about how gambling doesn't pay.
Didn't I say there was about that? I said that about something. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, it was Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Because in Red, Blue and Green, you can go to the Celadon Game Corner and it's a gambling centre, and it's literally run by organised crime. Like, I can just imagine somebody going, oh, they're selling gambling to children. I'm like, yes, but you know who runs the Celadon Game Corner? The mob!
So,
Yeah,
what you're saying is that Wendy Pini is the opposite of me.
apparently so. You like your characters tall, she likes your characters short, you're a competent writer, she isn't.
I mean, we say I like my characters tall, but Ko is like 5'6".
Yeah, I'm mostly thinking about Aina, Reza, Wolfie, Matt, Demetrio, Lewis as well on the outside. You did also joke when we were looking at heights for Dragon Age. Did I write this?
That is true.
Is Wendy Pini to comics what Tetsuya Nomura is to video games?
Don't be silly. Some of Tetsuya Nomura's work is enjoyable.
Ooh! I'm that guy in the GIF full of those young black men who are just like, because somebody did a sick burn. I'm the guy running his hands down his face as he comes towards the camera. And Doug's the guy in the glasses being pulled back by appreciative hands. I love that GIF. I need to find out what it's actually from. I want to know what the guy said. Oh no, earlier I mentioned I was reading WWE fanfiction, and you were like, why are you reading that? You don't watch WWE? And I said, well, it's a bit weird. And I'll tell you why it's a bit weird, because you know I can't abide real person shipping, right? Where professional wrestling fanfiction is like falling on that cusp of not being RPS, but also technically being RPS. We know it's all fake, but exactly at what point do these people, like, how real are these characters? I don't know. I feel awkward because, like, they're so, like, John Cena is John Cena. You know that. His character is, like, probably not his real personality, but to what extent? I don't know. I'm at the point now, I'll read the fanfiction, but I'm never going to find out who these people are or what they look like if I can help it. Oh, also, oh! I'm actually sure if Nomura has a fanatical fan base the same way Wendy Pini does.
His fan base is pretty committed.
Yeah, but are they like Wendy Pini's fan base? I mean, yeah, there's the Tetsuya Nomura can do no wrong cabal, but they're not as violent sounding.
Yeah.
Like,
I
they're
mean, to my
committed,
knowledge-
they're not obsessive.
Yeah, to my knowledge, the worst thing that the Tetsuya Nomura fandom has done is, like, not accepting that Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is this
The stupidest name.
thing. Just not admitting that it's not his magnum opus, it's a re-release that doesn't need to exist.
Yeah, I mean, weren't we always joking about that as well? Isn't 2.8
Yeah.
the name his detractors came up with to describe another re-release?
Yeah, it's... Oh, God.
If it's... No, genuine fact. If somebody cosplayed as the blonde dude, I think his name's Rayek. Hang on, I need to look up the guy who I would mistake him for. I'd mistake him for long shots from the Marvel Universe. Oh, who's the one with the blonde hair then? Cutter. I'd mistake Cutter for long shot from the Marvel Universe. Hang on, let me get you a good link. There you go. Are you going half for the reason I think you're going half? Not just because they look very similar, but their hands. Look, you need to go look at that picture because, like, there's a very kind of, like, cutting point I'm making there.
Okay, let's take a look.
I used to know why Longshot's hands looked like that, but now I don't remember. Also, let's be honest, Longshot has a tendency to look very, very dated. Oh, there's this one cover where he looks quite cool. There you go. He looks really cool in that one.
Long shot. He died as he lived.
Might actually be one of the few superheroes who's never died. Oh, he's from the Mojoverse.
Huh. Bafflingly, I can't combine Slot Edge and Wishing Edge to make some kind of Super Edge.
Oh yeah, and he banged Dazzler. I didn't realise he was technically his own grandfather. Okay, so this guy called Shatterstar was experimented on, and Longshot was created from his DNA. But then Longshot impregnated, like, he got Dazzler pregnant, who then gave birth to Shatterstar. So, oh my god, that's really gross. Just realised what that meant. Longshot's inbred.
God damn it, Long Shot.
I feel so sorry for both Longshot and Dazzler. They had no way of knowing this. Dazzler's a mutant, by the way. Her power is to change sound into light. But she can't do it to her own voice.
this game want me to go? I've been to either
he'd
end.
feel kind of upset about it if he knew. Also, I'm pretty sure his power is just lucky. He's lucky, hence the name, Long Shot.
He should be so lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
He should be so lucky in love. Although he won't be because he banged his own mother, technically. Not really, but still, yeah. So I was trying to figure out how old Elrond was, and the amount of shit I've learnt about elves is like ridiculous and a little bit creepy. So I didn't know this, and I wish I didn't now, but here I am. It turns out that Elrond is brothers with Elros. They were both half elves, but they were given a choice: be elf or be man. And Elrond picked elf, and Elros picked man, and Elros became the first king of Númenor, which means that Arwen is like technically Aragorn's cousin, but like very distantly so. Not distantly enough to be comfortable though.
I feel like I've told you this before.
Well, if you did, I must have forgotten it by choice. At Númenor? I believe so.
Yeah, Númenor was sunk beneath the sea by the Valar after Sauron corrupted it.
Jenny's gonna be so grumpy when she relates that tale. Why don't I get to be several hundred years old? Curse you, Tolkien! Because like Aragorn, I read this. So Arwen is like 2700 when she and Aragorn meet for the first time, and he's 20, and she's like 2900 when she gives up her immortality, and that's a year after he dies. So he gets to live to be like 220 years old, and I'm like, you bastard! Wish I got to be that old, and relatively decent looking.
Because the Númenorians are all very long-lived, and he's Númenorian.
Well, I'm just human, so and so's Jenny, and that's why she's bitter. This is going to sound like a totally random question, and I bet you don't have an answer to it. Do the people at Daedus, elves, humans, dwarves, Xehanort, do they have wisdom teeth?
I presume so, yeah.
I'm just wondering, because like, if they actually do have a proper creator god, they might not.
Well, it's never been made clear if a maker exists or not.
I kind of like the idea that Jenny's the only one who's evolved in her little thick world. Everybody else was made, and she's just like, oh yeah, I've got 4 more teeth than can possibly fit in my mouth. And Chrome's just like, shit!
I mean, it's heavily implied that the dwarves were made by the Titans, so they might not have wisdom teeth.
To be honest, dwarves kind of look like they've got big enough mouths.
Experiment 626.
Like, if you see, like, Varric's head near Leo's head at any point, his head is, like, significantly larger.
I think you and I need to talk. First things first.
You think an evolved human being dealing with all these made people is going to be an interesting idea to explore? I think it would be an interesting idea to explore. I mean, it would also explain why she has, like, literally no connection to the Fade and yet can still pretty much adapt to most of the situation she's in. Because one of the conceits of this entire idea is that she has no connection to the Fate, and yet she still dreams, and that's still something that, and that's got to be something that really makes everybody go, that is so strange. How does that even work?
Now it's just occurring to me that, like, in the Epic Fail universe, there's probably like two options as far as Wolfie dreaming goes. Either A, he doesn't dream, or B, he does dream and everybody near him has like eerily similar dreams to his. And I'm not sure which it should be.
But if it's he does dream and everybody else has similar dreams, like, you could have it be like, I remember watching this program when I was a kid, and it was these children who all dreamed in the same dream world.
Thanks. I owe you.
You can have like that, but for
What is
adults,
it you're looking for?
occasionally. Maybe it's just like when he's very tired or he's very stressed or something. Or the desire to bone Jason is just too strong.
His dreams are also something incredibly abstract too.
Dr. Jumba and
So what,
experiment
Jason's like
626
going to sleep and he's like, why am I surrounded by giant
That time
bones?
the two of them are wandering around the moonship. Will you see that they're secure?
Is experiment 626 really that dangerous of a creature?
We must assume so.
Alright then.
Yeah, I was also
I'll
thinking
head
about
over
like, because when in my stream, Solus was talking about the world back when the Fade and before the Veil came down. I was thinking, you know, I think Jenny's reaction would probably be something along the lines of, that sounds like the island where dreams come true, and therefore terrifying. You know the island where dreams come true, right?
It's the thing from Narnia, right?
Yes, it is. Thing from Narnia.
And like dreams come true, and that's not a good thing.
Because everyone's like, oh wow, this is the place where your dreams come true, and then like the people, the guys who are actually on the island say, no, not your desires, your actual dreams, and then everyone's like, oh shit. So when Solus is like, where imagination can affect reality, she's just gonna be like, but I might one nightmare and it's all going to shit. See, it's always interesting when you take a world with a very strict set of rules, and then you put somebody in that world who doesn't abide by those rules at all. I feel like we're taking different approaches to this. You're like, well, I'm taking this is a magical man in a world where his magic does not fit. What will they think of him? Will they think him a god or a demon? And my approach is, this is a magical world, and the person who's going into it has no magic whatsoever, and cannot even perceive magic in the correct ways. What will they think of her? Will they think her abomination or gift? It was my delivery, wasn't it? That's worth the XD.
What? Jesus Christ, game! It feels like we've been here on this spaceship for an age.
A space age. Hang on.
Now, what will I get if I combine Firaga and Aurora? Fish and Firaga!
You know, actually, whilst I was going through this elven stuff, just so that Jenny could like go, I don't know, Solo. So I put you anywhere between the ages of 25 and 6,000. I was reading through it, and like some of the ages of Middle Earth, like they're actually very similar to the ages of Dark Souls.
Oh yeah, like Middle
From
Earth.
Software did their fucking research.
Middle Earth is very similar to the Dark Souls universe in, like, it's lighter and fluffier, I suppose, but it's in
Also
other
has an age of
respects.
trees in it.
Yeah, it's in other respects pretty similar.
Gotcha. Take that.
I really need to check if Aqua has a better shot lock. At the moment, she's shooting bubbles at people like some kind of Squirtle.
Will she ever learn a bubble beam?
Her just on fire, just like, I'm dying, Squirtle.
Come on. Fire.
Well, her name is Aqua. It's really strange that they have this like earth, air, water, like triumvirate, but there's never any fire hanging around.
No, but then, like, earth, air, and water do, like, compose a trio all on their own, even without fire. Just, you know, not a Greek classical element.
Yeah, but I'm just
one.
imagining like Axel just lurking around in a corner somewhere looking sad. Like poking his head from behind a pillar, going, oh, and then going back. Makes me feel sorry for Smithy and N, because like 3 out of 4 of his teammates make a little triumvirate themselves. The earth, the air, and the water. And he's just on his own with a dog. Going, oh.
It is
And the
a
trio
cool
has their own
dog.
dog as well. So
Fire. Thunder.
you know, you say I'm to name. Hang on. What's the difference between a demon and a god, really? A PR, I suppose.
Fire. Thunder. Heal. Freeze.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how freaked out would people be, like, would varying Dragon Age characters be at a smartphone?
Maybe not that freaked out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole I'm scared of modern technology from people from past, like, scenarios is, hop to it, Doug. Mob the poor woman. It's a little bit exaggerated, not to my taste.
So it really does belong to you. But
Especially since,
where
like,
have you seen that shape?
it's always in the context of, I'm gonna show you this thing and act like it's completely normal, and
Was very protective of
He really
Yes.
said that to you?
it. Yes.
Then you're still alright.
I mean, I do kind of fancy the idea of Jenny showing, like, Dorian her phone and, like, playing some music, but forgetting that she had the volume really, really loud last time she played any noise from this thing. So he jumps and freaks out, but it's only because of the surprise.
What are you doing? Our orders are to capture them alive.
I've decided to take a new approach. All right, you two. Any last words before I blast you into a million pieces?
Such a good night.
Just big bone.
I mean, after the surprise.
Stop it!
I warn you, stay out of it.
I guess we have to do this the hard way.
I've had enough. I'm taking you in.
I'm not foreseeing this being a difficult boss battle. He's just a dude with a gun after all.
He's a very big dude with a gun.
Well, you know what they say. Big people are still vulnerable to bubbles. Fucking bubbles!
Would Solus be like, well, this smartphone is great, but it's nothing compared to the smartphone development. But according to Doug, that's what he's saying. We sure they didn't have smartphone development.
Oh, they probably have some kind of equivalent.
If they did, then you do realise this is just cementing the modern girl in Daedalus would be, or modern person in Daedalus would be the one person Solus has the easiest time relating to, despite the fact they have no magic in them at all. I get the feeling that once Sarah found out that had games on it, she just would take the damn thing and you'd never get it back.
I'm not done with you yet.
Enough! I observed everything on the monitor.
I can explain.
You've been of great service, Aqua. Thank you.
I love this alien's design, by the way.
Captain Gantu, escort 626 to the
Gantu
asteroid
or
to
the
which
council
you
one?
When you
The
return,
council
you're back
woman.
on patrol.
It is that nice.
Troll.
I like how she looks like mature.
Please,
Yeah.
Your Highness, would you consider sparing Experiment 626?
Spare
What a
him.
smartphone.
He's an extremely
I
dangerous
don't know why she
creature,
would.
and cannot release such a menace.
But it seems to me he's at least trying to make friends. And dangerous or not, I really believe he can succeed.
Very well, Aqua. If he behaves himself, I will consider shortening his exile.
Thank you, ma'am. I like the charm you made. Do you think maybe my circle of friends could become part of yours?
Ah, Aqua.
My name is Aqua.
So noble that everyone's like, yeah, sure.
Aqua really is just, like, incredibly noble.
Yeah, I think it was the idea, and then he ended up on Earth by accident, and they were like, ah, and then they're like, oh, shit. Favorite part of that film is that scene. Sorry, my wall fell off my desk.
This can happen. How is the yarning going?
Slowly. I'm out of practice, and this is moss stitch, so it takes longer than stocking or garter.
I see.
Do you
And
know
how
Americans
is
call stocking stitch stockingette stitch? Ugh. The fuck?
Americans? They are foolish people. We shall destroy them. And perhaps equally importantly, how is In the Shadow of the Stone-Hearted King going? Have Ranga and Aronwen encountered the titular herd yet?
You know, he really, yeah, he did say Deep Space. He really wanted that to be have they encountered the titular Stone-Hearted King yet, but they do in, like, the first page. In fact, that's the first scene, is Ranga encountering the titular Stone-Hearted King. Oh, speaking of, have you been reading much of that, or have you taken a massive break and just kind of fallen by the wayside because, you know, it's not important? There, Chloe? You know, now you brought up Dead Space. They do, their Common Rider suits do look a little bit like Isaac Clarke.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because he looks a bit like a Kamen Rider too, come to think of it. I mean, if you stuck him on a motorcycle, wouldn't you not say he'd make a passable Kamen Rider? Or maybe you could stuck big bug eyes to the front of his face, and then stuck him on a motorcycle. How's that?
Standard.
They're talking about marriage, and that means that...
Marriage.
God, I can think about these three
is
different
what-
scenes where that happens. Look, political marriages are a big part of politicking. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just gonna get worse. There's gonna be more people talking about marriage at some point. You should marry this person. You should marry that person. You shouldn't marry them. Marriage is a sacred institution that we use for political backstabbing.
I'm really just doing this to level up some of her commands so I can merge a few more. And I'll head on with Wonderland. Not Wonderland, God no, Neverland.
I think Jenny's reaction to Dorian's father's gonna be, it's like, you people don't know about artificial insemination. That would have solved, like, all of your problems. That's a Ronwen, isn't it? Ronwen's horrified when she finds out that Ronaranga's people don't have sex before marriage.
Yeah, so I remember that part.
And then Glindy is like, that's quite a common thing, and Ronwen's like, but that's irresponsible. What if you don't? What if you're sexually incompatible? Which is actually, what if one of you turns out to be gay, or straight, or whatever? love how I write, how I world build is that I just basically pick one thing I want to happen and then I build an entire culture around that. That's what the engagement as a full-on practice run of marriage is in the Shadow of the Stonehearted King. Purely because I wanted Ronaranga to find a Ronwen in the Stonehearted King's bed, but I didn't want them to be married. So I built this entire culture around that concept. I think it worked out quite well. I mean, we got Enid out of it. Little Enid. And she's adorable.
That is true.
So basically what I'm saying is, my best writing advice can be, it's okay if you do things for like totally selfish and stupid reasons, but you just got to take them to their natural logical endpoint and you can get away with it. I think Jenny might just punch him. Dorian's father. She's gonna be like, that's incredibly unethical, intensely cruel, and ultimately pointless because it doesn't fucking work.
Right, on to Neverland, where the streets are paved with gold.
Neverland doesn't have streets. You're thinking of London. You're thinking
On
of
to
bullshit,
Neverland,
touristy London.
where the streets are paved with letters from Jay and Barry's estate asking for donations to Great Ormond Street.
I like that one.
We're so close. Too bad, man.
Oh, I should totally have Jenny, like, go to Varric and be like, oh, hey Varric, I have this story that would be great to, like, publish for children, but, like, if you can help arrange that, can you make sure all of the payment I'd get would go to, like, a hospital for children? It's just Peter Pan. It's just selling Peter Pan. But she's making sure all the money goes to a children's hospital because she's not Disney, she has some goddamn respect.
The more the merrier.
I'm sorry, but I have something else
Sorry.
I need to take care of.
Wax my spot filler. Pop
This
filter.
can happen.
Can you imagine how much better Kingdom Hearts would be if, like, the art styles would jive, like, mesh together? Better.
Yeah, I know that for Kingdom Hearts 3 they've developed a proprietary technology that basically alters how Sora, Donald and Goofy look to fit in better with the art style of each world.
Can they have just made different models?
As far as
That's
I
not
know, we're here,
nearly as
and
needlessly
this
complicated
orphanage
enough for
is
Square's
full of
tastes.
treasure.
Enough pointing. Come on, let's go. Wait a second. We still don't even know
Okay.
Olivia's name. I'm Peter.
I would just
No,
really
no.
like to.
The jealous one over here is Tinkerbell. And you are...
Go on.
Aqua.
I just really want to see people like putting up video of them going to a world filled with humans, and it just like turns out that Donald fitting in better is either him being a literal duck or him being a big, bulky, handsome human. Both would be hilarious in their own ways, I feel.
I hope that they have Scrooge McDuck show up again in Kingdom Hearts 3 and like bring David Tennant to voice him. Because honestly, if you have David Tennant on Disney's payroll, you may as well use him.
I saw somebody going, ugh, Michael I think poor Michael Sheen, I get mixed up with like the Estevez is so goddamn much. Another mayonnaise show, but you do. Crowley's meant to be a swish southern bastard. You've applied unhealthy racial attitudes onto this. When he is what he is. He's a dickish white guy with a tan.
Yeah, like Michael Sheen and David Tennant are the perfect casting choices for Aziraphale and Crowley.
It's not like those are the only two characters in the goddamn fucking book.
Yeah, like right now, Terry Pratchett is rolling in his grave, but not for bad reasons, because he wants to dislodge the top of his coffin and rise again so that he can watch the two of them playing Aziraphale and Crowley.
Have you never read Good Omens? Go away. I know you have. But...
Yeah.
I'm not linking you to a book. Look it up.
Good Omens. Yeah, Good Omens. It's a book by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett about the apocalypse. Yeah, basically, and an angel, Aziraphale, and a demon. You have heard of it, yeah.
Oh, good. You know, when I was interested in Supernatural bit, because the actual program, but the fan fiction. I'm a paradox, me. There was genuinely fan fiction which crossed the two of them over.
Yeah, I do recommend
Crowley,
it. It's a very good book.
I would recommend it. I remember writing a post on my own blog years ago now about introductory Pratchett works, and that was one of them. It's Good Omens and Carpet People, I think, were what I recommended for the new Pratchett reader. Came in handy when that guy started talking smack about one of Britain's favourite authors.
Speaking of, I've been trying to put together like a list of anime, like people who are maybe interested in getting into anime but don't want like the creepy otaku culture elements to watch. Because I think that's a good list to have in general, like one where there isn't like a huge amount of creepy fan service, and there isn't like
relatively short OVA things.
Well, so far on the list I have Digimon Adventure, because it's a classic. Psycho Pass, because it's like one of the finest cyberpunk works I've ever seen. My Hero Academia, because it's a fun superhero show. And The Creators, because it's also a lot of fun, and it's an interesting look in at the manga and anime industry. So I need 6 more.
You know, when I was writing I need to get back to that, as I keep telling myself, I had my character playing Whisk, the card game, learning to play it for the first time. And I was thinking, actually, when I was writing that, you know Joker game?
Yeah.
That anime, which was meant to be about, like, international espionage, and it wasn't very good.
The anime that my sister described as having 10 characters who all look exactly like each other, and the voice actors are all doing flawless impersonations of each other. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the kind of anime that makes you sit back and going, oh, maybe the racists do have a point. If this is how Japanese people apparently see themselves. Well, one of the things in that is that they're playing poker, and they kind of they bullshit their way through it. Like they play the game and they do it in a weird spy-y way. And I was thinking, do you know what? Actually, Wisp would probably be better for that, because you're not supposed, you play in pairs, but you're not supposed to actually talk to each other about it.
Yeah. Also, yeah, My Hero Academia. It's a good series. I recommend it to everyone. It was initially recommended to me by a few people on Tumblr and my sister. And then I saw the Dakugo Has No Chill video, and that sold me on it. So that's definitely on the list.
No chill.
Yes. That's definitely on the list of like anime which aren't filled with creepy otaku culture, and that's good ones for people to watch. So yeah, Risk. It is a good game for doing that. Better than poker. But I suppose poker has the weight of culture behind it, doesn't it? It is the espionage game of choice.
Yeah, but Digibara is still totally right about that, because it would have been made more sense for them to go, you actually lost the game if you'd won the poker game.
Yeah.
I don't really watch stuff anymore. Like TV programs and things.
If you're going to ever watch like a TV program again, definitely go for My Hero Academia.
I think Moffat might have destroyed the entire genre, the entire medium for me.
That's well harsh.
Would you put Attack on Titan with that on that list, as long as you put like several caveats telling people what it's actually about, so you don't have a situation where, like mine, where I got mildly traumatized for 3 months?
Maybe. I do like Attack on Titan, but it's...
Tumblr misled me about that show so goddamn badly.
Thing is, I like Attack on Titan, but it's not as like daring and avant-garde and subversive as I think people like to think it is.
Yeah, people are like, oh, there are no heroes, that's the entire point, and I'm like, yeah, but like, what's her name, Mikasa?
Yeah. Like, there definitely are heroes in that series. I'm tempted to put Iron-Blooded Orphans on it, but I'm reluctant because that's a very slow starter. And the whole point of this list is to like give people options for getting into anime while avoiding
but the thing is,
creepy
you say
stuff.
it's a very slow starter, but I don't know, some people might like that. I remember when I started reading, and I didn't keep it up for very long, I started reading Homestuck. Before I actually started reading it, that it was really fucking boring for about 50 pages or so. And I was like, well, this is a terrible beginning. God damn it, hussy. But then I actually read it, and do you know what? That slow start is actually my favourite part of the whole thing.
Yeah, where is that?
It's not like Homestuck is bad. Homestuck is genuinely very good. But I really like that first part. I think it's when the world has actually full-on ended. That's the point where I'm a bit, I suppose I just like knowing what these children's lives were like before.
Yeah, like sometimes slow starts can be good. Like The Longest Journey, which I like much more than either of its sequels, has a very slow start for a video game where you're basically just going through the protagonist's day-to-day life. And actually, that works pretty well for it.
You gotta learn to take these things on a case-by-case basis, I reckon.
Yeah, but Iron-Blooded Orphan's slow start did almost make me stop watching it.
Yeah, I don't think you can recommend something wholeheartedly if that's an issue.
It's one of those shows where once it gets going, it's really good, but it takes a decent amount of time to get going. Like 6 episodes at least. I think the point where I really started being engaged by the show was a funeral scene in episode 6 to episode 7, where like these child soldiers who have only kind of recently learned about ideas of the afterlife are getting like the afterlife and the incarnation mixed up, and stumbling their way through this frankly pretty shitty funeral for some other dead children. And that was the bit that really tugged on my heartstrings and told me this was going to be a good show. But that doesn't happen until a third of the way through the first series. It takes a while. Yeah, what were you saying?
I forgot.
Harsh.
Oh no, I remember now. See, part of the problem I have with anime is that it's in a foreign language, and that's not an inherent problem. I know you've always seen there going, but recent. You do know that dubs are a thing, and subs. But dubs are often crap, and subs involve a lot of reading. And I can do subtitle things. It's not like it's impossible. But there's like two problems with it. One,
you can't do anything else.
Yeah, you can't do anything else because it's learning to watch something which is subtitled it's a skill. You have to learn how to do it, and I haven't done it in a long time. And look, this scarf. This is the first time I've worked on it in about 2 months, and I've been working on it for like 2 years.
Come to think of it, I don't think I ever have seen character appropriation posts. I
think she means
a weird idea.
appreciation.
Oh yes, that makes more sense.
I thought it was appropriation.
It's Tumblr. How would I know?
Yeah.
I'm dying, Squirtle. I should be able to meld some commands now. I can't meld any commands.
Bless me.
Bless you indeed, my son. Foolish Google.
What is it?
The mark on the map points all the way up there.
Ah, relax. A little pixie dust and we'll be there in a jiffy.
But we've never had to fly that high before.
What if we fall? Hey, when did you two turn into cowards?
Don't you think you're asking a bit much of them?
This is between me and them, Aqua. Men, only the bravest of the brave can claim that treasure.
Yeah, we know.
Tink, if you would. We haven't got all day.
I feel like the worlds in Aqua's part are a lot longer than the ones in Terra's. Ventus's ones are longer than Terra's but shorter than Aqua's.
Okay, this section kind of just implies to me that Aqua is only capable of thinking happy thoughts for like 2 seconds at a time.
But little did Master Ericus know that the only reason Aqua somersaulted so much was to hide her clinical depression. Somersaulting makes me feel better. Exercise releases endorphins. Endorphins makes you happy, and happy people just don't kill their fellow infected. They just don't.
Oh, Legally Blonde is such a good film. It's not feminist polemics unplanned. It's a good film. It's funny. As long as you don't try and take it too seriously, which I don't think you were ever intended to. In its defense.
No.
Oh, Ella's is actually really clever, but people just don't give her a chance. And I'm like, yeah, you do realise that the reason why everybody thinks she's an idiot is because that's how she portrays herself. That's like the mental equivalent of spending all of your time on crutches and then... No, let me rephrase this. Spending all of your time in a wheelchair and then being surprised when people think you can't walk. You can walk, you're just pretending you can't. And everyone acts accordingly, and yet you're the one who's miffed. Okay, so this section, it makes me think that Aqua can't think happy thoughts for more than 2 seconds at a time, but, apparently Roxas can. Because he can fly.
Oh, yeah. Even though he shouldn't be able to at all, because he doesn't have emotions. He literally cannot be in a glass cage of emotion.
That reminds me, I need to work more on my Fallout fic. I also need to figure out how I'm gonna, like, go from Adorb's dates to... Oh, you're the Mechanist! How very dare! I'm sad! Running off, then finding out Preston's gonna try and kill her, and then being like, oh shit! Better stop that! For everyone involved. You seem a touch lost, my friend.
You are lost.
I'm getting flashbacks to Forest Haven. But there's less repelling. Now I'm getting flashbacks to Finish Cap. But there's less sarcastic cats. This was great.
I have no idea how we got Time Slicer, but fine, sure, I'm not going to look a gift command in the mouth.
But beware of Greeks bearing gifts. Maybe if they'd looked that gift horse in the mouse, they would have found the Greek soldiers inside of it.
Is that not what we're saying mean?
What, don't look a gift horse in the mouth?
Yeah.
No. The don't look a gift horse in the mouth is, it's not to appear rude when accepting a gift. Because you can tell the age of a horse by looking at its teeth.
Oh, okay. Why is the horse giving someone a gift in this scenario?
No, the horse itself is the gift.
Why is someone giving you a horse as a gift?
Because they're your friend and they love you and they want you to be able to get places.
Okay, so in this scenario, like, your horse has, like, died or has become sickly and someone else is like, oh, I have a spare horse.
No, this isn't two little boys with two little toys. This is just somebody giving you a horse. People used to own more than one horses sometimes.
Oh yeah, hence the spare horse. But why would you need someone to give you a horse unless, like, your own
it's
something
a
had
gift.
happened
They
to
don't
your
necessarily
horse?
need to give it to you. Remember when I bought you Vanquish? I didn't need to buy you Vanquish, but I bought it for you anyway.
Okay, but Vanquish costs a lot less than a horse.
Horses used to be more common.
Yeah. They
Also,
still
if it was an
cost more
old
than
horse,
video
it'd be quite
games.
cheap. Video games didn't exist when this gift horse nonsense would have been going on. Horses are relatively scarce nowadays, therefore their price has gone up.
I'm pretty sure horses never cost like 60 quid though. Or less, really, because I'm pretty sure Vanquish was on sale at the time, and there weren't such a thing as Steam summer sales for horses, because Steam
Okay, it was
never
only like
sold horses.
10% off at the time.
Oh, so it's like, well, that's an expensive. Although I suppose it's available for cheaper on Steam anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why he's over-analysing this pretty simple English idiom either. You should hear him when he's going on about cakes and having and eating them.
But I can have and eat a cake. That's why I have the cake.
No, you cannot have eaten the cake and have the cake at the same time, because having eaten it means you no longer have possession of it.
I do have possession of it. It is stored. It's stored safely inside my stomach.
Yes, but you can't eat it again, can you?
Can if I try hard enough. And if I lower my standards significantly.
Are you gonna throw up your own... Are you a cow?
Don't question me.
Are you chewing the cud? Jesus Christ, Phil, if you had cloven hooves, you'd be kosher.
Okay, so Chloe's friend wants to know why I'm dragging myself through this hell game.
Because he genuinely enjoys it.
Yeah, like, I genuinely enjoy this game. I enjoy playing Kingdom Hearts games. Also, like, VC was never going to play this game, so I had to... They needed the delivery system for getting this game to her, and this is it.
I was thinking of going through all of the Kingdom Hearts games in story order, but that would take forever, and I think I might die. So this is gonna have to do. Part of the point of that exercise would be to prove how disjointed the storytelling is.
As if that needs proving. Well, I suppose it does to some people, actually.
Well, yeah, this is the other thing, isn't it? Just because people, like, you're like, well, it doesn't need proof. I could have told you that, but I'm like, yeah. But when people are like, I could have told you that about study finds that white people are often racist, I could have told you that. You're like, yeah, you don't really understand the concept of studies, do you? Or the social power that they wield. Thanks for diminishing science, you dick. Only it's Kingdom Hearts, so it doesn't matter in the slightest, but you kind of get my point.
Doesn't it, Haz? Doesn't it? Actually, this is another thing. I feel like Aqua's worlds are longer. They're not longer because they have more stuff in it. They just throw more enemies at you.
The old, let's just have more things to fight method of difficulty curve. Isn't that like only acceptable in a goddamn Warriors game?
Yeah, which incidentally is what we're playing next, because Fate Extella is a Warriors game.
Oh!
Yeah, that's why the gameplay would probably be good. It's a Warriors game. It's a Warriors game based on a shitty property. But it's still a Warriors game.
Hey, aren't we back where we started?
mean we went all the way around Neverland for
You know, Aqua, like, moving so fast that there's like 3 of her on screen at once has just made me think I really should drive home the point in my fanfiction that despite the fact that people from our world put a hell of a lot of stock into things we can see, it's also the sense we trust the least.
Yes.
Of course I was.
Like, I can't believe my eyes, and so it's just like, well, it's really there. No, I literally cannot believe them. This is some kind of illusion.
It's Hook.
Me? Secure me treasure.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I feel like we do trust our sense of touch more than we trust any of our other senses, and that kind of makes sense if you think about it, because it's the oldest of our senses.
Yeah.
I think it's hearing and maybe taste after that. Because, to be honest, hearing and touch, that's the same sense.
Those are our treasures, Hook.
What did you do with my treasure?
Oh, we lost it all.
You what? You scurvy brats have crossed me for the last time! Not you again! No, get away from me! Smee, do something! Smee!
You know, look, if you just stay up there, he can't get you, right? He's a crocodile, not a monkey.
He'd find a way. He's a crocodile who's eerily obsessed with eating Hook, apparently.
Oh, that
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
fit.
but we covered why.
I guess
Why
it's
did
a
you
special
move that
keepsake or
chest all the way
something.
down here, and how did you
But
do
don't worry
it?
about him.
You're three
He said he
small
would be
boys and a
alright without
teenage girl.
And then he promised to visit us again with even better treasures. Maybe enough to fill 100 treasure chests.
Ben? He was here.
I just realised
And someone
Peter
else.
Pan has villain eyebrows.
What's the matter?
It's nothing.
He does.
Best that you stay here.
Ha 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 ha. Well, that's my impression of Tidus.
I do mine, but I just devolve into my impression of Mandark, which is a lot more fun, to be honest.
So, have a good time hanging out with the kiddies?
Who, Tidus? Tidus steals children? Since when?
Oh hey, it's Aqua's boyfriend. I think she means Peter Pan.
Oh, right, yeah.
How'd you get that?
I think that kid's outgrown such a childish toy.
Do what? Sorry, I've completely blanked.
If you ask my opinion.
This is what conversations with me are like, by the way. I just kind of like just forget half of what I was talking about 2 seconds after the fact.
I've outgrown my need for you.
Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha!
Yes, Aqua, fight your boyfriend.
You
You
disappoint
have
your
to fi-
parents and their techno beats.
You have to take off his mask to find out if your boyfriend is pretty.
See ya.
Hey, he's a fine figure of a robot.
Gotcha.
Forgot how difficult this fight is. He just has fucking mad skills.
Oh fuck, I don't remember how to cast off. I've got some rows before then, so I'll live.
Gotcha. Too slow. Suffer. Too slow. Suffer. See ya. Darkness weak.
I want to decide what she was doing before she ended up there. I just imagine she just walked. She ends up in the bit at the beginning where, like, she's being chased by. Well, she can't see spiders, so she's just seeing black flickering shapes. Finds glowing woman, goes to her, and then falls out of the rift. Wearing jeans and a t-shirt, maybe a jacket. What was she doing before? I do have this like post-canon idea where she's ended up being interrogated by like MI6, or basically a fictional equivalent to UNIT. And I need to figure out what I'm going to do with her after that, because once you've been interrogated by a government force, that's not the end of the story for you. You do other things after that point, but what, I don't know. Although there's like part of my brain is now like, why don't I just pull a bait and switch and say she's from the world of Doctor Who? That would be like one hell of a surprise.
Damn it, Vanitas, you're too good.
Well, she shows up in the Temple of Sacred Ashes. Maybe she's in a church. What's Nottingham Cathedral like? So that's where she goes to uni.
Gotcha. Too slow.
Oh, it's nice. Not as nice as Lincoln's, although like the outside isn't as nice as Lincoln's, but the inside is really nice.
Lincoln has a great cathedral.
It is pretty good. Oh, that flooring is gorgeous.
Okay, beaten Aqua's boyfriend Vanitas.
This is a very dysfunctional relationship.
They're just having a friendly star.
There's have to be some kind of in-universe reason why her. Was she in the wrong place at the wrong time, or what?
Done it. He's finally.
I'd say go with wrong place at wrong time.
That's what she said.
Tara.
God, he's fast.
Just easy.
See, even though she's passed out, Vanitas is still not murdering her. He is such a gentleman.
Hey, what are you laughing at?
I can't help it. You two would make the weirdest brothers.
Huh?
Oh, the bonds of friendship.
Are you all
So
right?
sweet.
What happened?
I'm fine.
Oh no! Look at Ven's treasure.
It's okay, Peter. Whatever it is that binds us together isn't gonna break so easily. And that's our real treasure. I think Ventus.
Have some PVA and you'll be able to get that back up and running in no time.
You must really be close.
Yeah,
And that's
PVA.
something pretty special. You, Inventus, and Terra, was it? One day, you should all come back.
I'd like that.
Now it's time for Aqua's trip to Destiny Islands.
Yay!
Yay, Destiny Islands.
What's that light?
How did Rez end up in Thedas? That bloody tree. Hate that tree.
Terra,
Why? That tree has done nothing to you.
It's done plenty to me.
I hope we're ready for the storm that's coming.
Hey, wait up! Too slow, Sora. See you at the finish line. One more time. You just got lucky. Huh? Huh? Huh?
This boy looks so sincere, just like Terra. And this one, he's a spitting image of Van.
Riku wouldn't lose sincerity if it smashed him in the face.
Riku is very sincere.
Okay,
Just can't see it because of all the hair.
I'm going to be very pedantic here, but it's not spitting image, it's spit and image. Spitting image is a television show.
Someone has already passed this boy the power. Was it Terra?
Sora.
Are you sure it's not spitting image?
Of course I
It's
like
spit and image, I'm sure of it.
I'm sure it's spitting image.
No, spitting image is the program, that's why it's a joke. The saying is spit and image.
Wandering down a dark path alone. You make sure to stay with him and keep him safe.
Because what would spitting image even mean?
And I'm counting on you to do it,
If
okay?
they're the very image of somebody when they're spitting. But spit and images, they are very much this person in both looks and gross physical bodily fluids.
No, like spitting image and spit and image are both variants of the same term.
It is enough.
Yeah,
as a
the
spit and
spitting
image, the dead spit off.
I wouldn't wish our lives on those children.
So yeah, spitting image makes sense. It doesn't come from a TV show.
Please tell me.
No, the TV show comes from it.
No, as in spitting image is a term on its own anyway, and was prior to a TV show.
Nah, fine. I like spit and image, it sounds better though.
I'm
Start,
from now
it
on
sounds
going
less
to
like
use,
the TV show.
from now on I shall use the dead spit off, which is apparently also a variation on this phrase.
Is that Mickey?
Why is English so gross?
Yeah, it looks like the earliest reference to the phrase is the very spit off.
Don't worry. I'll take you back to him.
Oh, is that what we refer to them now? Brands of elves. They're not
Other
races,
kinds of
they're
elves
not
are available.
species, they're brands. Poor Rise.
This does raise the question of how on earth Wolfie would end up in Thedas if there was a epic Veilcast gets dragged to Dragon Age universe. Well, I suppose it's easier because comic book style universe.
I had a thought back when I was working on my Peril and Biohazard work stuff that they should end up in an alternate reality where it's like pure Golden Age twaddle, and she's like Biohazard is straight up Peril's sidekick in that world instead of being his equal partner. It's so weird.
Nice.
Hey, Mickey. Aqua, the stars bring me grave news. Master Ericus's star has blinked out. I am afraid that means he has been struck down.
Elegy for Aqua's master, who became a skeleton.
Who is responsible?
Put them in an American National Park. Who? Because Jenny's English and
Master Xehanort.
Epic Fail takes place in England, largely.
Terror.
No! That's absurd! Terra would never!
I hope with all my heart that you are right about your friend. There are some things even the stars cannot tell me.
Where is he? Where can I find Terra?
Your friend is very stupid, so he wouldn't do it, you know, on purpose, but he'd still do it.
There is something you must know about Terra.
I have to go
He's
after
an
him
idiot.
and see if it's true.
Be on your guard.
The other thing about person ends up in mystical otherworld is what rules are you working on here? Are you working on the time flows at the same rate, or are you working on Narnia rules? AKA whatever's convenient. Yeah, Stonehenge would work for the epic fail stuff, but not for Jenny. Stonehenge is down south, isn't it?
Somewhere down south, yeah, I think.
It's in Wiltshire. Yeah, it's down south. It's further south than London. Kinda near Salisbury?
Okay, it's time to head to the Keyblade Graveyard for a final battle. How will the ending go wrong this time? Or will it only go wrong when we get to a secret episode? Let's find out. Okay, I'm impressed at all that, like, the massive Dragon Ball Z style battle destruction here, but which the fuck Keyblade wielder left a crater perfectly in the shape of Mickey Mouse's head?
Oh, that's actually 3 craters.
The three of us will always be one.
Mickey was not a
was
combatant in the
Mickey.
ancient Keyblade War.
Time travel.
Time travel doesn't exist in
Question,
this
how did-
universe. We're insisting that until whenever it is that we stream Dream Drop Distance.
What about Timeless River?
When we don't talk about Timeless River.
Because it's so creepy and it reminds us of the dark times of terrible caricatures of black people
Yes.
and my nightmares as a child.
Yes.
Such dark
Aqua,
times.
stunned by the gravity of the scene she is witnessing, decides to do the only thing she can. Cartwheels! Woo!
The Timeless River is weird. Timeless River is definitely Mickey in his aspect as trickster god, more than Mickey in his aspect as relatively well-rounded Kingdom Hearts character.
The Timeless River is horrible. One day we will stream Kingdom Hearts 2 and we will devote an entire part to the nightmare as is the Timeless River.
Should have just thinking about it. That whole horrible caricatures of black people thing, yeah, that is why oldie-timey cartoon characters look the way that they do. I mean, it's an improvement, but it's still the reason they look like that. So, you know, shudder accordingly. It's sad how long Jenny's stuck in Vadus until the end of Trespasser. Years, probably. So it's hard to tell in games like this because they don't really show seasonal changes much, do they?
No, but apparently the main storyline of Dragon Age Inquisition takes place over 3 years.
Okay.
And then Trespasser is 2 years after that. And takes place over like a day.
So she's like been there for 5 years.
Yeah.
So did she come back into her own world 5 years late after she disappeared, or did she show up like 2 hours later, 5 years older and incredibly broken and sad? What happens to the Inquisitor between the end of the main story and the beginning of Trespasser?
We're just running the Inquisition.
The Inquisition was
is...
finished.
No, the Inquisition grows in power and does more stuff in Vadus in between those times. Trespasser is about it inevitably reaching the point where it has to finish.
What, Jenny? Her friends are all gone. She lived through a medieval-style war.
Gotcha. Thunder. Heal.
She spent 5 years as the only person from her entire world. She spent that entire time wondering if she's gone mad.
Yeah, finish or scale down is the choice you get for what to do with the Inquisition.
Why not scale down then finish? Like wind it down, that's what we're doing.
Fire. Thunder. Freeze. Take that.
Also, the other reason she'd be sad is because she's in love with Solus and he did just kind of basically betray everybody at the end of Trespasser, so... I can just imagine her talking to somebody like, I don't know, Dorian going, I love the like she's scum spawn from old Harry's game. I love the dread dwarf Van Harel, you see. Do you think me a fool? And Dorian's like, well, you're certainly a bad picker.
Ooh, this is a command style I've never been able to use before.
Oh no, how much did you miss? Did you miss me quoting my favourite radio show? Okay, yeah, so the reason she'd be sad, it would be for everyone else, is to repeat. It's because she's an idiot and she's fallen in love with Solus and he basically betrays everyone. And I can just imagine during Trespass she's like talking to Dorian and she's like some spawn from old Harry's game, my favourite radio show, and she's like, I love the dreadful Fen Harel. You see? Do you think me a fool? And Dorian's just like, well, you're certainly a bad picker. I don't know what this is about my opinion of Dorian, that I put him in the shoes of Thomas. Thomas, the most vile man who's ever lived. But then again, Thomas is a very engaging and likeable character for all that he's an awful, awful person.
We went the wrong way. We went the fucking wrong...
I don't know, no, she is sad over Solus. She's sad over everyone. Also, yeah, in my head, like, he's gonna be the reason she has to go home. He makes her go home. Also, she's best friends with Varric and she has no idea what's going to happen to him.
Thunder! Heal! Heal!
Oh, I just had a sad thought. At the end, when she's forced to go home, she's going to start doing to Varric's works what she did to the works of our world in Thanos. Trying to write it all down and make sure it's not lost. Oh, poor Jenny. You know, for all this is meant to be indulgent Dragon Age fanfiction, it's very, very fucking tragic.
If only I remembered what the targeting button was.
Quick, try pressing in L3. L5. The analog stick. Or R. I don't remember what these numbers are. It's R3, yeah. I decided that Jenny has terrible taste in men or just really bad luck.
Thunder! Freeze! Yeah!
really do need to decide what Jenny was doing when she ended up in Thedas. Right back to the shops. I mean, once you start having somebody have a bag with them, you get into the point where they might start having convenient items. A secret tool that will help everyone later.
Jenny reaching into my bag. Curtius, have you ever heard of the gun?
Fuck off, she's not American.
See, we joke, but I've seen like multiple Americans write fics like that, where like basically every problem is just solved by characters having guns. Or the American military showing up. It's like, you're very boring people, aren't you?
I don't know, if Jenny's gonna have anything on her, it's probably gonna be books. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, people are the worst.
Okay, it should be the way out. Let's meld some commands, if we can. There are no commands we can meld. Okay.
You're in command melding systems.
Look, it's not like I like command melding systems. It's just how you get new commands in this. By melding. Okay, onwards to the final confrontation. Well, not really the final one for this part, but the final confrontation if we want doing a secret episode, which we are, because it's necessary to finish the story.
Another black mark on Tetsuya Nomura's character. Okay, but this is one of the things I don't understand about the whole, but I have a gun. Yeah, and how much ammo do you have? Did you fire 6 shots or only 5?
I was told the master was struck down.
Yes, that's right.
But by striking him down, he'll become more powerful than you were. Sorry.
The master. He tried to hurt Ben.
So, I was wondering, because he didn't put a sick in there. Like...
But I was tricked. Xehanort set the whole thing up. Also, he could awaken the darkness inside me.
So I was like, did they spell that wrong, or did you spell that wrong, or
So was
what?
the master. I did need to be watched. I went astray. But no more.
Hey, Zodiac Royale. We're just here at the Keyblade Graveyard. It's a graveyard of keys.
Darkness, but hate and rage. Xehanort is feeding the dark fires within you, making you fight. You'll go astray again.
This is the 3rd time I've had to watch this fucking cutscene.
How does that honor our master's memory, Terra?
See, you've been saved from this because last time your internet started playing up at this point, and the time before that you have no memory of.
I was very, very drunk.
Xehanort wants me and Benitez to fight.
So yeah, this is potentially my first time seeing this cutscene.
The master said we can't let that happen. And he tried to destroy me for it.
Keyblade?
I still don't know exactly what it is. But it scares me to death. Even just the thought of it.
Relax, man.
Apart from a terrible pun, we know it's a terrible pun.
We're gonna take care
The
of it.
Keyblade.
It is a
Come
terrible
on.
pun. Yeah.
I may have to fight Vanitas after all. If I do, guys, I want you
The
to.
three of us can never be torn apart, alright? I'll always find a way.
I'm asking you, as a friend. Just
You know, after I finish this scarf, I might start a
put an end
quilt.
to me.
But whom would the quote be for?
Me?
No! You do not need a quilt!
I don't know, it depends on how big I can make it. I might go small and go, this is for future children of people.
Just give it to Joe, being like, for your child or your corgis, matters little to me which.
I'm gonna do it in like light blues and pinks, so it'll be nice and pretty.
United with the hearts of their masters. On this barren soil, Keyblades of light and darkness were locked in combat. As a great Keyblade war raged, countless Keyblade wielders gave up their lives, all in search of one ultimate key. And it will soon belong to me. Keyblade!
So I wasn't paying attention. Since when could he do this?
He's always been able to do this. He is a powerful Keyblade master after all.
How does that involve terraforming?
It's basically just earth manipulation like Terra uses, only on a bigger scale. Here's a query. Xehanort, Ericus and Yensid were a trio, so which one was earth, which one was air, and which one was water?
Ericus must
Yeah,
have been
Carmen
water.
Rider, Glowy. Sorry, what did you say?
Ericus must have been water.
Why did you say that?
Well, we can see Xehanort use Earth, right? And Yensid
Yeah.
must be air.
Oh, because he's connected with stars and shit.
Yeah. It would have been a lot more narratively satisfying if one of these three older Keyblade masters were. I love the way Nomura's like, I put a lot of work into making her pretty. We're gonna see her face. You know, like all of the Marvel movies with Captain America.
Yes. Eventually, he always takes off his mask.
Because his mask looks so stupid.
Yeah, you were saying that with Keyblade masters?
Yeah, it would have been a lot more satisfying if one of them had been, you know, an actual Final Fantasy character.
Yeah. It's not like there's a shortage of Final Fantasy characters to use
There are
after
so
all.
many. It could be one of the Sids. Well, that might get a little bit confusing. Oh, hey, that stupid heart-shaped moon.
How about you leave the popsicle with me?
Forgot about that in all this keyblading.
Have your little fight with Terra.
Oh, God, Mickey.
Oh hey, it's you, Zigbar, who has no connection to Aqua? Why are you here, Zigbar?
You think you two have got some grand role to play? As if.
You're only here so that when I finish you off, Terra will succumb to the darkness. So, who wants to go first?
Shut up!
Oh, so this kiddo thinks he's a full-fledged Keyblade wielder. He's got the angry look down.
Go ahead if you want to waste your time. Keep trying to drive us apart with your mind games. It'll never work. Terra will prove to you he's stronger. Aqua!
It really does feel like they were like, oh, we need a first stage for Aqua's boss battle. Shit, Zigbar's not doing anything, is he? They've never met before, and there's like very little reason for him to. Well, that's quick. How to target in Birth by Sleep. How to lock on Birth by Sleep. We'll be right with you.
Do 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 do.
Okay, apparently it's tapping L and R at the same time. Ah, that works. He's good.
You sure you're not just crap?
Screw you.
I don't know, something about Zigbar kind of reminds me of Viscount Arcade. Sorry, I mistitled the poor man. So like, maybe he's like Aqua's estranged black sheep of the family uncle?
Maybe.
Look, I want to work more of this crossover into like everything, because just Aqua and Laura being sisters is just the best. This family is so honourable that I could totally see Viscount Arcade giving one of his daughters up to help defend the worlds.
Oh yeah, definitely. I did not sign up for bullet hell.
I just wish I had something interesting to say. I really don't. Let's check Tumblr and Twitter. Today, my girlfriend said, when Donkey asks Shrek what his name is, Shrek pauses before he says Shrek, and I'm convinced he came up with it on the spot. We weren't even talking about Shrek. I can't stop thinking about it, or about how lucky I am to be with her.
See, I know why they put this fight in. They want to force you to use Aqua's awkward reflect ability.
Didn't even realise we'd made it to the final of the Rugby World Cup.
Huh. Yeah, that's surprising. I also didn't realise that.
It's really less surprising when I tell you it's our women's team.
That's only why there's been no coverage.
I'll also explain how they managed to make it. JK, our men's rugby team is competent. This is generally the rules when it comes to English sport, at the very least. Our men's team is usually worse than our women's team. No, let me rephrase this. Our men's football team sucks. Our women's football team is better than our men's football team, but gets less attention. Our men's rugby team gets a lot of attention only when it's the Rugby World Cup, the Six Nations, or the British and Irish Lions. And they're fine. It's fine that they get the coverage they get because they deserve it. Our women's rugby team doesn't get the coverage they deserve because they are also a good team. But our men's football team is the absolute worst out of the four, and yet inexplicably gets all of the coverage. Our men's cricket team is okay, and they get a decent amount of coverage as well. I don't know anything about a women's cricket game at all.
Fuck you, Zikbar. This is why your only friend is a bold Leonard Nimoy.
So you don't go for the fan theory that him and Luxord should totally be banging?
I do not. Luxord can do better.
But that's space and time. They make an actual pair.
Well, you wanted me to buy time. I'd say he got it.
The secret episode is functionally the ending to the game. It's what happens after all of this. And it kind of shows where Aqua, Ven, and Terra all end up.
I'm asking you, as a friend. Just put an end to me.
Gosh, I'm glad you're okay.
goodness. Fen, you're safe? Ven? Oh!
That's not bad.
That sword still looks so stupid, by the way.
I can't believe Aqua, the most competent of the 3 main characters of this game, just got saved by a giant rat.
Become a part of mine now.
Be accurate, he's not a rat. He's a vole.
That leads to all worlds. Then, Keyblade-bearing warriors will flock here from each and every one of them to battle for the light within Kingdom Hearts. And just like the legend says, the Keyblade War will begin.
Shut up! I'm sick of your nonsense. Give Fen his heart back.
This is very upsetting for Aqua because, like, now her boyfriend is in the body of, like, a guy she kind of thinks of as a younger brother. That's not right.
Nah, it's not.
Too slow.
Heal! Freeze!
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you have yellow eyes now? It's to show that he's under the influence of Vanitas. Also, yellow eyes seems to be like infected by the darkness thing. Or influenced by Xehanort thing.
It's an influenced by Xehanort thing.
I think it was like sold to us as affected by the darkness to begin with, but then like
Yeah.
Nomura.
Yeah. Then they retconned it to Xehanort's influence thing.
I think they're trying to like stop the whole like kind of remove themselves from the darkness is evil because that's not cool anymore. Like we're over that right now.
Mickey, you're being pretty useless in this fight, I'm not gonna lie.
Kings shouldn't be on the front lines, and this is exactly why. This is why you have knights. I think the last time a British king was on the front lines of battle, it went quite badly.
Yeah, I feel like whenever that was, it probably went fairly poorly.
What, Mickey? Yeah, no, I get that. What you meant. That's what you meant. It's just he's not doing very good right now. So, the difference between Garter Stitch, Stocking Stitch, is that you knit on one side and you purl on the other. That's Stocking Stitch. Whereas Garter Stitch, it's the same stitch on both sides. You can either purl or knit depending on how you feel. But usually it's just you knit. You see, when you see a jumper which is like got lots of V's on one side and like little lines on the other, that's Stocking Stitch. But if it's all little lines on both sides, then that's Garter Stitch. Currently I'm doing Moss Stitch, which is where you alternate pearls and knits to get a nice bobbly effect. See, if you do that, but you do it in a certain way, like say you knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, and then you purl into the back of your knits and you knit into the back of your pearls, you'll get ribbing, which is well, I'm pretty sure you can figure that out.
Yeah. Richard III? Pretty sure he died in battle.
Yeah, no, he's definitely Richard III. Remember, Richard of York gave battle in vain.
Yeah.
And was buried under a Leicester car park.
I really think Vanitas has to learn he can't flirt with Aqua the same way when he's in Ventus's body. It just doesn't work. You're done fucked up, Vanitas. You put your career over your love life.
You are just wasting your energy.
Usually I support that your career is being evil.
What?
Wait, did you just defeat this legendary Keyblade with the power of love?
It was a combination of that and like Ventus defeating Vanitas inside their mind.
No, not off the top of my head.
Aqua, you lost consciousness. Fortunately, Mickey found you and Ventus drifting in the lanes between.
I don't know.
And brought you back to me to receive proper care. I am sorry, but there was no sign of terror.
I see.
A proper care means swapping one of you up against a wall and leaving the other one on the floor.
Ventus.
The boy's heart is sleeping.
When will he wake?
I could not say. It is almost as though his heart has left. Should it return, he may very well wake. Should it not, then he may sleep like this for all eternity.
He's heart dead. It's like brain dead, only mystical.
I'll keep him safe.
Yeah, basically.
Until he wakes.
Maybe somebody should try kissing him.
I will tell you.
I mean,
In fact, considering what Aqua's been through, I'm surprised she doesn't immediately go for that.
I'll find Terra and he can kiss him.
You see, Ventus Ericus's heart hangs in the balance.
You know, when Yensid's eyes are closed, he looks fine, but then he opens his eyes, and you're like, oh fuck.
From all I can perceive, that means he will be looking for a friend, one who believes in him, to show him the way home. Just as long as you love him, then Ventus will be able to find you when he wakes. He can follow that love back to where he belongs. The realm of light.
Yeah, it's because his iris pupil combo is too small.
I believe in Ben too. Gosh, he's been as good a friend to me as anybody. And if
Mickey, you've met him once. Fuck off.
in him with all our hearts, then he'll have two
Yeah, but
lights
he's
to
Mickey.
follow
He's a
instead of one.
judge of character.
3 lights. Terra.
But Terra's gone. Maybe for good.
Mm-mm. I think I know how to find him.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got all this there.
He's a judge of character. You're welcome to.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure we've got all the Xehanort reports, which means we should get the save data for the secret episode. Yes! Okay, I've never done this secret episode before.
Ben needs a safe place.
He needs, as they say, a quitch. Quitch? Don't know how to pronounce that word.
Do you want to write it down in the chat? I might have a crack at it. Ventus, what are you doing?
It has been written in the chat.
The fuck does that even mean?
It's the Welsh word for hug. It means a safe place.
Kutch.
That sounds closer than what I was saying, at least.
That light coming between her thighs was distracting.
Oh yeah, it's just a dilapidated
This is what
building.
happens when you take your advice for where to put unconscious people from the unconscious people.
Of course. I would never let that happen. I promise you I will bring Terra back. Only this time, you'll see he has what it takes to be a master.
I can't hear the sounds. How the hell are you keeping him on your back?
She is very strong.
No, I mean, how is he not sliding off? She's got like one hand on one thigh.
Now that you are a master, there is one secret in particular you must know.
I'll be happy because I can't hear her. Yeah, I am.
You find the Legion of Darkness at
Couldn't hear the ice cream game either.
I ask that you take my key.
Listen. That was me doing the ice cream game.
Generations of Keyblade masters have been charged with keeping this land safe. Light and darkness exist in balance here. There are those who would abuse such neutral ground. This is why our predecessors devised a certain trick. Just use the key, and this land will be transformed. From that day forward, all who visit this land will be lost to oblivion. None ever able to solve the mystery. None, Aqua. Except you.
And that's how Castle Oblivion was made.
You know, it's a lot wider than I anticipated Oblivion to be.
I know it's a lonely
Haven't you been to Castle Oblivion?
but you'll be safe.
Because you played some of Chain of Memories.
Tara and I will be back to wake
Well,
you up
yeah,
before
but
you know it.
Oblivion kind of implies it's going to be dark, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're going to be safe here. That's why I'm leaving you with no food, no water, no one to make sure that you don't waste away. Also, you won't be safe here because Xehanort's going to show up.
Put an end to me.
Tara, tell me where to find you.
No, we don't find him in any other games so far. The idea is that Castle Oblivion, no one can find their way through it except Aqua. Now, I believe... Apparently the Dwight quest isn't that much better, but never mind. Just gonna check, can we land like anywhere else in this chapter? Oh shit, we can.
We'll see.
We can go to other worlds during this one. Okay, we'll head on to the final boss soon. But first, for the trip. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, I'm pretty sorry. This soothing PS4 menu music, which I can probably turn off. I just haven't figured out how to yet. It's making me even sleepier. So maybe the disaster this time around is me falling asleep. Might want to hurry it up.
In my case, what I'm doing for the rest of the night is probably just doing some writing.
Yeah, he's probably going to be doing like constructive writing. I'm going to be doing more on Totally Indulgent Dragon Age fic, which will probably never even be published because there's already a part of my brain going, oh fuck, oh no, I like Jenny too much. I can't use her for anything if I do this.
Okay, it's time to face Xehanort.
I always promised myself I'd never end up like E.L. James, that once something is published as fan fiction, that's it, game over. You can't rework it into something else afterwards. If you keep it to yourself, you can do what you like, but if you publish it as fan fiction and then you just find and replace all the names, that's plagiarism.
Am I?
So how are you grabbing her by?
Her neck.
Fight it! Terra, please!
Terra, you say?
That is terrible darkness. What a strange name.
Terra's heart has been extinguished, smothered by the darkness within him.
My name is Master Aqua. Now return my friend's heart, or pay the price!
Yeah, I do like this colouring on him a lot.
Yeah, it works.
Looks odd after such a long time of not seeing him like this, but it looks good. So it ends as it begins.
Yes, so we're not really fighting Terra this time, are we? Oh.
I feel like I should try and draw one of the Dragon Age characters.
But which one?
Probably Solus. Or Vivian. Vivian is beautiful. I know when Solus is like, would you define Cassandra by her cheekbones? And I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of do, to be honest. I mean, the woman is all cheekbone. If I wanted hits, I'd probably go Cullen.
Yeah. Xehanort, will you please just chill?
The charge for your Haven? Yeah. There's some area at both sides behind some pillars. Sounds almost like it's cruciform to me. And many Christian churches are built in a cross shape. I'll show you, yeah. So you have the long central bit, which has the main doors to the church at one end and the altar at the other, and then you get these side bits off of it, which usually have things like the what's it called? The thing you put babies in. Baptismal. It's got a name. I can't remember what it is.
Oh, the baptismal font.
Yeah, font. That's the one. In it, and then I don't remember any. Maybe there's chapel or something. It's been a while since I've been in a church. But I find it odd that this chantry building is cruciform in shape. That's Christian imagery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very burpy tonight. Terribly sorry.
That's fine.
So, for Sarah's evil plan, like, what, should I use one of the male characters I already have, or should, like, I just make up a guide that Sarah knows to help them just, like, piss Solus off?
Use one of the guys they already know.
Right, who? Cullen, there is no way he's getting involved in this plan. Dorian won't work. I think Iron Bull wouldn't do this either, although he might for a joke. I don't know, maybe Iron Bull.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Varric won't work because they're best buddies. Also, I can't see Varric going for this. No, I can see Varric going for this, but I can't see Varric being like, yeah, I'm not gonna try and hit on my friend. That would be creepy. We're good friends. Unless Varric gets one of the characters in from Dragon Age 2.
Oh yeah, Hawk would probably do it if it's a humorous Hawk.
So what, is he just gonna waltz up to her and just be like, so, I hear you also like mages. You like mages, I like mages, I am a mage. And then he's like, I'm not really sure what you're driving at here, Mr. Hawk.
Xehanort, I really need you to chill out.
Hey, look. That does look cruciform. Let me just they're called transepts. This church is cruciform, and the short arms of the cross, that's called transepts in cruciform churches. Transepts usually aren't that deep, so this does look like a fairly stubby cruciform church, which still makes not a lot of sense.
No.
I think they just cribbed from churches and didn't really think it through. Although, to be fair, not a lot of inherent difference between... I mean, it's not like it's a terrible architectural plan.
I don't like you, Xehanort. I preferred you when you were old and couldn't move around a lot because of your arthritis.
Not necessarily. No, it depends on the outlay of the layout. Sometimes there are a lot more. The Wikipedia article on Cruciform has like a good picture of Peterborough. And you kind of got a point, but you think that not all churches are built the same way. Sometimes the crosses are very, very stumpy. I'm not an architect. And my interest in Christology is minimal at best, so we don't know. I'm guessing these are transepts in a very stubby cruciform church, but that's all I can give you. But yeah, I think they technically would be aisles as well, actually. But the way they look in the building looks like they're transepts. Hurry up and kill him.
I am doing my best.
Doesn't Aqua ultimately fail anyway?
Yeah. They just have to fail in a specific way. There, we've killed him. Well, no, we haven't, but...
Oh, this is literally just what we were conversing about.
Oh god, is there a second fucking phase with Dostato? Jesus didn't die for this.
What did he die for?
Not this.
So tired. You look silly just standing there. Welcome to Dark Kingdom Soul Hearts.
That's what it fucking feels like right now.
If only Solaire was here.
Praise the sun.
Speaking of Dark Kingdom Soul Hearts, I should play Neo at some point.
I hear it is the most Dark Kingdom Soul Hearts. You, Xehanort, and your fucking parasite heartless guardian thing.
Yeah, Neo, it's a Souls-like game. I've got it on PS4. Every single time he gets those fireballs, I think he's just like gained jet engines. Do you know what property Disney kind of has access to, which I'm surprised they haven't included in Kingdom Hearts?
What?
The Chronicles of Narnia.
That is surprising, yeah. Are you kidding? Not a single one of the bubbles hit.
That's what he reminds me of. The way Terra's standing there just floating around, he reminds me of the Pokemon like Tornados and shit.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
He looks equally, actually sillier because they've got cloud bottoms and he doesn't. And one of them can turn into a bird, and one of them can turn into a cat thing, and the other one turns into a thing I can't remember right now. That same kind of arrogant looking down on you with arms crossed thing. For some reason I really want to play Pokemon Colosseum again.
This game can have that effect.
I think the disaster at the end of this story is your gameplay abilities. Yes, it was. Colosseum was on the GameCube.
Okay, that's pretty rough. I'm not doing badly here.
I'm just being cruel. I never played the second one, but I did play the first one. I did really enjoy it. Wes is definitely one of the more interesting Pokemon protagonists, and I really wish they'd like revisit Colosseum. Yes, Doug, I believe in you. Woo.
Can we get a bit more team spirit over here, VC?
He can't do it, no one can. You know, it's hard to get excited about this, to be honest. Oh wait, is Terra's actually doing something? Jesus Christ! You can do it! I believe in you!
Terra, you can't zigzag your way out of all of your problems.
He can try, and it's your job to make sure that he fails. God, I'm getting flashbacks to 358 over 2 days and that bloody plant!
Terra truly is the plant of the sea.
It took me bloody ages to beat that boss. I think in the end it took like 30 minutes of continuous play and like 4 hours of attempts to beat it. It was that bad. I haven't touched the game since. Not the weird dance from Dark Souls 1's DLC or 358 over 2 days. If it's the former, oh, poor you. If it's the latter, oh, you are blessed. The plant thing in Halloween Town, hated it.
The Leech Grave, I believe it's called.
Yes. Clever name, to be fair. It brought me to tears.
I remember.
The only other boss that's ever brought me to tears like that was Ganon at the end of Wind Waker, but I was suffering from really bad insomnia at the time. I need to finish Wind Waker at some point. This is also kind of made me want to play Okami. Reminds me of the doggo fights, where you fought other doggos. Okay, he shouldn't have been able to grab you, really. Okami is absolutely gorgeous. A couple of parts of it are complete bullshit, but it mostly makes up for that. I've got this one file where I'm trying to get all of the stray beads, just because I want to try, and I haven't touched it in a while, but I had to get a friend around to do the racing sections because one, they are awkward as hell, and two, oh my god, Amy makes such distressed noises when you fuck up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say it, I don't think that Kingdom Hearts has very good boss designs in general. Like, they look fine, but the gameplay seems a bit crap, to be honest.
At the moment, I would agree with you.
Oh, come on. Are you going to let an old man possessing a nubile teenage boy defeat you? Come on.
Yes. Yes, I most certainly am. Can I reflect these, actually?
Why are we in space?
Sometimes things are in space.
Dad, are you space?
Yes, son. Now we can be a family. Will you stop throwing these fucking things?
That's how I feel when I play Castlevania. Not that I play it very often because I suck. You know, the longer you play this, the more I'm just reminded of those 3 genie Pokemon things, you know, Thunderous, Landorus, Tornadus. And the space section didn't help. Now, this isn't helping. In fact, those glowy balls look basically just like the glowy balls you attack in a Dream Radar thing that came out with Gen 5 Pokemon games.
Oh, yeah.
I actually don't know which one of these 2 things came out first. You know, I find the fact that he gets this big mate to hold you still so he can whack you with his Keyblade, like, bothersome.
Yeah, don't you have any pride, Xehanort?
Yeah. It's like getting your big brother to help you beat somebody up. Come on, dude. Get out with some dignity.
Take your fucking bubbles, Xehanort.
That big black thing that he's getting to do half, like, 3/4 of the work for him, it looks like it's voiced by Tim Curry.
You're voiced by Tim Curry.
No, I'm not. If I was voiced by Tim Curry, I'd be evil. At best, I'm morally ambiguous.
You say you're morally ambiguous, but just earlier in the stream, you accused me of being the spider god Iktomi.
No. You accused yourself of being the spider god Iktomi, and you put words into my mouth.
I can't believe you accused me of being the spider god Iktomi. Even though would the spider god Iktomi be having this much trouble with this boss battle?
I think he might. I'm pretty sure spiders don't have thumbs. Yes,
oh,
yes, Casper Frostmonk. Yes, that is pretty much exactly why I said that. He does look like the thing from the last rainforest.
I'm going to stab you in your face twice. Yeah, I accuse VC of calling me that.
No, I don't think you did.
It wasn't pride.
Alright. Oh, my stream's starting to go funny. It is time for the disaster to begin. As long as I miss the final cutscenes that provide any kind of logic or reason to the story, that's all that the fates seem to care for. You know, now I've brought up that film with the Tim Curry playing evil pollution monster in it, I feel like I need to like count the story from my tale. Count the story from my tale. Regard the story from my youth. We never saw that film. Like, we didn't see it on TV, we didn't see it on VHS, we didn't see it in cinemas, but we had this massive poster of it that was stuck up to our room, on the wall of our room, right over our bed, because it was huge. It was like a movie, like a theatre poster. And one night I woke up and the thing had bloody fallen on me. I was covered in this poster and it was so distressing. I don't know, I can see Cullen running somebody out of a cellar. But like, hey, you, come back. Oh, she's gone. Come to the Kingdom Hearts hack and slash gameplay. Stay for the fanfic discourse. I kind of have a soft spot for Cullen. He kind of falls into like the same category that Dance does from Fallout 4. Is that I think he's sincere, sincerely a git, but sincere, and you know the sincerity does count for something. How does this work for her?
Who? For Aqua?
Yeah, like, it's just a little, yes, a soft spot, much like soft cheese. I have a dairy for, Cullen. Not only is it soft, it's also pointy.
Yeah, how does what work for Aqua?
Yeah, so when he hits you with a certain attack, it just, your visions shrinks down to little circles surrounding us. What does that look like for her?
I think it's meant to be her being blind.
Aqua should go into rhythmic gymnastics. Is that what she does for like 10 or so years between this and Kingdom Hearts 1?
It's funny that you say that because you know how we picked up break time for Ventus and it made him do breakdancing?
Yeah.
For Terra it makes him do handstand push-ups, and for Aqua it makes her do rhythmic gymnastics.
Huh.
When we did that before, we took out a bunch of health from him. I don't know how to do that again.
Do it right?
We did do it right.
That one said too fast.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I see. We have to do... Oh shit, we have to do an ice cream minigame thing!
Oh, poor Chloe. She can't stand the rhythm section games.
Xehanort, will you stop zigzagging every time I fire a projectile attack at you? This is Aqua, she's all projectile attacks.
You know, this is exactly how I deal with somebody with a gun. If you move around in a zigzag, it makes it difficult for them to hit you, which is exactly why he's doing it. There you go. Now you've done it right. I feel like Elite beat agents from the ice cream minigame. Don't tell her she was right about the ice cream game being the last boss.
Oh god, you... I can't believe that Gloria can see the future. She is like Cassandra. We didn't believe her. Fucking hell.
So sleepy.
Stop fighting back.
Terra, I know you're in there.
This'll teach you. Get out of my heart.
Terra!
He's gonna fall on his keyblade.
Yeah, basically.
Oh.
The darkness can't have you. I have to do something, or we'll both be lost. I'm with you. Go! Ben, I'm sorry. I might not make it back as soon as I thought.
Aqua, why did you do this? Now you basically trapped Ventus to being in that fucking castle forever.
Yeah, she's really not thinking ahead here, is she?
It's because she's the only one who's actually done anything useful for these two boys. She's only a teenage girl. She's trying her best.
Yeah, she just wants to save Terra and Ven. She's in a difficult situation.
I can't believe these children are allowed to go to these islands unsupervised like this.
What's wrong?
Yes.
Huh? You're... That's weird. It's like something's squeezing me inside. Somebody up there must be sad. Up where? They say every world is connected by one great big sky. So maybe there's somebody up there in all those worlds who's really hurting. And they're waiting for you to help them. Well, gee, do you think there's something I could do?
Why would that affect Sora though,
Maybe
Riku?
they just need you to open your heart and listen.
Yeah, Riku. Don't be a shit.
Stop trying to force
say some weird
connections
stuff
that don't
sometimes,
exist.
But I'll try it, okay?
Riku, why are your armbands so huge?
Why are they so huge? They're
They don't need
sweatbands
to
as
be.
well.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Right this way.
Maybe he does sweat a lot.
Mayday.
Young man, what ails you?
Hey, Christopher Lee. Forgot you were in this game.
You speak. Tell me your name.
Xehanort.
Xehanort. Quickly, get him to the castle.
You can count on me. Dylan, get those for me.
Wait, is he your brother or something, Craig? You have exactly the same eye colour.
Seems like I've been walking for ages. How long have I been down here? Maybe I should fade into the darkness here. I guess it's been so long. I almost forgot how to smile.
Plot twist, it's been about 5 minutes.
Maybe I should check my watch. Oh, it's only been like 20 minutes. Shit. Chloe says, "Oh, go away, Mickey."
There There's always a way.
Listen.
Okay, that is the end of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
Finally, I sleep
Sometime,
for 1,000 years.
yes, sometime late next week I will start on Fate X Stella, which should be fun in a terrible kind of way. And I believe you're doing more Dragon Age or Horizon Zero Dawn early next week?
Yeah, I'm thinking Monday.
Monday or so, yeah. Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you all there on Reese's stream and back here on my stream for some Fate shenanigans. It's good night from her.
And it's good night from me.
Yes, this time it is you who fucked up. I am victorious. In your face.
No, it's meant to be it's good night from me, and it's good night from other pronoun.
Oh wait, I fucked up again. Shit.
Thanks, Casper.
Yeah, I'm just gonna abruptly end this stream. Bye.